What's up, home chickens? ZackScott here on the call with Peter Coffin. We're playing Minecraft. Peter has built something truly amazing. It's the crown jewel of Scotland.
I don't think that's the case. No. Man, it's another building.
He has built another building in Scotland.
There you go.
Right now, I was just taking a look at my house. There are like a bunch of squid in my little lake or pond, ocean area in front of my house, along with all the mushrooms. So many mushrooms still. They're just multiplying. And I think someone screwed up my trees too. But I'll have to deal with this later. I know I keep putting it off. I need to fix up my house, make it nice again so that Clark can do some more pranks.
But yeah, you need to make it nice so that it's basically a palette for Clark.
Yeah.
Who is a prank artist in Minecraft.
Yeah, and I'm just a helpful guy trying to help him out, but each time
starving artists.
I know. Okay, so
they need all the help they can get.
Guess what? Today is MMP's birthday, so wish her happy birthday in the comments below.
I'll do it there too. I won't do it in the video because I'm a jerk.
Okay. It's actually so I'm saying today, but I mean yesterday. If you're watching it, it's yesterday, and if you're watching it like a week from now, it's like a week and yesterday ago. So it's what 9.
I don't know what you meant.
September 8th is her birthday. Well, I record the videos a little, record them the day before, upload them. Let's go check out Peter Coffin's area in Coffinshire, a new comic book store, which I'm super excited to shop at.
Yeah, I bet you are. There's like so much available there. Yeah.
Com-X.
Well, an eye doesn't go so well in front of a door. And for whatever reason, I decided this building had to have 2 doors on the corner.
Well, it's a comic book store.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if I've ever actually been to a comic book store that is like that.
Have you been to a comic book store?
No, I've never been to a comic book store. It's probably why this is another building and not the crown jewel of Scotland.
I'm taking a step back to get a look at it.
It looks fairly cool, I think.
You need some glass or something.
It got some, I logged on and somebody had got creeper bombed right here. There's a big hole here, and I just haven't replaced it there. I will. I've got glass. I just am lazy.
Okay. Well, let's see. So this is so you had a contest on your channel.
Yes, as I do with all of my buildings now, which is to name the buildings. Because, for instance, the Asian-themed, both, what is it? It's a karate dojo and a restaurant. It's named Kung Food. Jack the Rat Pot came up with that. And the comic shop, and yes, that is a good name. It accurately reflects both things that it is, which is nice. This one is called the Comic Coffin, named by because you could probably fit a lot of comics into a coffin.
And because comics are dead to you.
Yeah, they pretty much are dead to me. I haven't read a comic since the Sonic the Hedgehog comic.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't read comics.
Man, so I don't really read comics, but I used to as a kid. So
I read Sonic comics as a kid, Sonic the Hedgehog comics.
What is this thing? I'm looking at, trying to figure out. Oh, that's like a lightning bolt, maybe?
It's the Flash logo.
And this is
the Superman. These are really small pixel arts. There's not really a lot of room in here.
Oh, the Green Lantern's working out. Or
the Green Lantern one, I think, is the crown jewel of Scotland.
Well, this is a cool comic book store. I don't really read comics anymore, and the comic book store that I used to go to in Norman, well, they had 2. There was like kind of like a franchise, one in Norman, one in Oklahoma City, called Atomic. What was it called?
Atomic Comics?
No, Atomic Pop. Atomic Comics was another store that was in Oklahoma City, but they closed. But
their name was better because it rhymes.
Yeah, this was Atomic Pop. It used to be Planet Comics, but then Planet Comics got a bad name because they were selling Japanese porn to children. Or that's what they were accused of. I don't know if that's the truth. And so their one store in Oklahoma City had to close down. They only had the Norman one left, and then several years later, after a rename and rebranding, they finally opened another Oklahoma City store, and now that's the only one they have. The normal one closed, and I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Just thought I'd tell you.
I'm not the right person to ask.
I used to read superhero comics as a kid, and then I liked the cartoons of X-Men and Batman, and then also the movies of X-Men and Batman. And but my favorite,
I watched the cartoons. I didn't read the comics.
The cartoons were awesome.
Yes, and when you watch them now, they're like not that awesome.
Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to ruin my childhood. I did that with He-Man.
I've done. I don't know if you really thought He-Man was that good as a kid.
I did. I had so much action figures. Yes, I had tons of action figures. Sorry.
I watched He-Man as a kid. I was like, this sucks. I watched X-Men. That was what I watched. And I remember when Bishop came from the future.
Oh, yes.
I became extremely confused about everything. I was like, is Apocalypse... Because they started doing the Apocalypse storyline.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if that was actually happening or not. Because it seemed like randomly they would have an Apocalypse episode, obviously because of reruns.
Yeah.
But it was impossible for me to keep up with, and I didn't read the comics, so I recently went through Wikipedia and I think read the entire storyline, and it still doesn't make sense to me. So maybe it wasn't the fact that I saw them all out of order. Maybe it just doesn't really make that much sense.
It's possible. Batman's. I really like the Batman. What is this thing up here? This red stripe.
It's a lightsaber.
Oh, okay. For Star
the hilt
Wars
is
stuff.
Down here.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because the comic book store that I go to actually doesn't just do comics. They also do a little bit of sci-fi, a whole lot of anime and manga.
Yes.
And
I've never been to a comic store.
Well, you should check one out. They're really cool. They're kind of becoming obsolete, in my opinion, and I think that's why they're.
Well, that's what I said to somebody on. I don't remember who. I think it was Spin. I was showing. Yeah. I was like, I don't know why you would go to a comic book store.
Well, they
invented this thing called the JPEG.
Digital comics are great. The thing I don't like about comics, the regular comics, I love graphic novels because you can just buy a whole story and read them. I love collections.
Yeah,
of comics.
I like that actually, like Watchmen.
Yeah, but I mean, comics these days, you gotta wait so long between issues, it seems, and there's not very much content per issue.
Yeah.
And I think if I had an iPad, I would probably subscribe to a lot of comics, because then I could subscribe to different ones.
They just happen.
Yeah, they just, boom, you have a new comic to read.
Hey, you've got a new comic. I don't have an iPad. I'll probably never read another comic.
Well, one day.
Maybe somebody will give me an iPad or something.
Everyone send Peter Coffin an iPad too.
Yeah, everyone.
And I got out of there.
It's about 400,000 of them. Yeah.
I got out of there because it was small and stuffy.
Yeah, it's a comic store.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be like a big, elaborate, cool place that you can, spend your whole day in if you're somebody who actually has a life.
Oh, but I'll say this about comic book stores. They got me. They have very knowledgeable people working there, and they can really help you find, especially with small press stuff or independent comics and stuff. They can really help you find just what you're looking for. I got into a lot of independent comics a few years ago, like from James Kolchaka, and who's a brilliant comic artist, but and he mostly does graphic novels though, and then also. Jeff Smith, who does Bone, which is probably the most successful self-published comic of all time. My favorite comic book. Very Disney meets Lord of the Rings. It's
I read Sonic the Hedgehog comics from Archie Comics. That was what I read.
That happens. Just kidding.
They were not very good either. I read one recently because I was like, oh, nostalgia. Yeah. And I don't know what I saw. Even as a kid, I don't know what I saw in them because they had overly complex stories that were, not good.
Yeah.
Which is two things that I disagree with. If you're going to have a complex story, it has to be good. And if you're not going to bother with a good story, then it shouldn't be complex.
That makes sense. And that comics often do try to merge the two.
Yeah, they like bad stories that are really impossible to follow. That's
Long
probably why
stories.
I don't read them.
superheroes thing, like, that's the problem with superhero comics. There's like so many different branches and arcs going on. Like they have like what 500 X-Men comics going on right now. I don't know. I don't even know.
I don't like. There's too many different. I don't know what. I did research into it. I much rather like just read the Wikipedia summaries of everything.
Yeah.
At this point, because like I much prefer that, because you get into the story and you get the end of the story.
Yeah.
You know, I just hate waiting for. I mean, I guess this is a symbol that I'm of a different generation than where comic books and serials and things came from. But like, I hate waiting for a story to get done. I want to read it or watch it or whatever.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. The Bone comic lasted for years and years, and it's only like 55 issues, and it was published on average less than every 2 months.
See, I can see how that would be, because if I came up with a story myself and ooh, I need to take this down.
What is this?
This was a stairway to repair the roof after the place burnt.
You have some more windows that are missing, or more glass.
Yeah, well, I have them everywhere. It's not like there's stuff people can actually steal.
That's true. I'm gonna take all of your wool though.
From like my inventory?
No, just from the walls.
Oh. No, the fire did that once already. You don't need to. It's all right.
Yeah, that's true. That was when the fire is what made me realize that Big Brother wasn't working anymore.
Yeah. And then I didn't catch it in time to like video it burning down.
Yeah.
So I just rebuilt it without making anything about it. I was like, ugh. Because the cool part is it burning down, honestly. Me rebuilding it is just me going, I have to rebuild this. I hate this. This sucks. Like just doing that over and also building at the same time. Huffing and puffing and placing blocks,
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy.
I don't know how much energy. Maybe willpower, I think, is more. Because it's like I built it once. Like I was happy with it when I was done building it. And then, like, the second time around, you're just depressed. And I didn't even finish the outside, obviously.
I see that now, yeah.
But that's probably why I didn't fill in that window, actually. I tend to do that when I know I have things left to do. So when I am in a building, I'm like, what's that window? Oh. But I haven't fixed it yet.
Well, okay, so to kind of in this video, you were going to build another building here in Coffinshire somewhere. Do you have a site picked out?
It'll be over here, most likely. I'm going to level out the land over this way. As you can see, the road is continuing to wind around the area. And I'm probably going to make another bridge there between that land mass over there and that water. And I may clear the water to go further inland.
Okay, that'll be cool. So,
and then I'm also wanting to do a bridge across to that area and expand Coffinshire over into that area a bit.
Okay, that would make sense, because this way is Samland.
Yeah, exactly. Samland is...
You're right by an amusement park.
I can't really keep expanding in that direction. I just want to kind of level it out and have some stuff over here, like maybe a park or a public library or something. I was thinking maybe the public library would go over here when people vote for that.
When people vote for it. So that brings me to the final topic. If you would like to tell Peter what to build next, go to is it your latest video? Or
yes, it's my latest video on Play with Peter right now. I don't know if it still will be by the time this is up, but
okay, I'll try to remember to put a link in the annotation for them to go to it. Leave. I guess are you having a contest, or is it something different?
No, the contest is when I name the buildings. Next time I get a building done, I'll definitely have to get with you and make sure everybody knows that I'm having a naming contest for a t-shirt is the prize for it. But this one obviously is already named the Comic Coffin.
It's a good name.
I like it too.
Me too. Okay.
I'm ZackScott. Subscribe if you have crotch rot.
No, that's not what it is. I'm Peter Coffin. Watch me masturbate often.
I actually charge for that. So if people... No, I don't.
It's free. It's a completely free service.
Why charge? I'm going to do it anyway.
You're gonna already be doing it on public webcam anyway, so.
Public webcam. I would think it's actually just more like a public area.
There's a creeper down there. I just saw.
Yeah,
him.
I noticed that.
I'm gonna drop down and make him.
I'm not
explode.
impressed by that. Yeah, just drop down, have him blow up something so I can repair it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. Thanks for joining me, Peter. Good luck
Yeah,
on your
thanks
next
for
project.
having me.
I think if everyone is voting, they should vote on a public restroom.
A public restroom. A big outhouse.
Not really. That would be dumb. Okay. Goodbye.